Welcome back. This is day 3 of options trading. $50,000. Can I double it or will I lose it? Again, I am new to this. This is day 3. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm also not an idiot, so don't follow my trades. The first few days were pretty good. I made like $13,000 or so. Today, not very good. The plays I made today were Carvana, Nvidia, Warner Bros, and Intel. The rest of them already existed, and I'm swing trading those. Carvana I caught at the very beginning of the day. I'm going to swing that for another couple days because I think there's more downside there. Nvidia, I'm following a trade on that. Same with AMLX. I'm following trades on both of these, and when I follow people, I just end up losing money. I gotta stop doing that. I accept responsibility for NVDA because I did look at it before I made the trade. I'm like, it'll probably go down. But if we've learned anything over the last month, you can't really bet against Nvidia. They're doing very good, and who knows where they're going to go from here. Whether it's an up play, a down play, it's just going to be lucky at this point. Warner Bros, I thought they would go up a little bit more today, but they had bad news with the Hollywood strikes, and I think that's why they're just sitting. They've been sitting at like 2.5% for 30 minutes or an hour. It's been driving me nuts. I'm going to close that position today because I don't think there's as much upside as I thought now. Intel, I'm going to swing it for a couple more weeks. We'll see what happens. It's been up and down today. PayPal, going to swing it. AMC, going to swing it. I think there's more upside on all of those. September is historically the worst month, or a very bad month at least, in the stock market almost every year, so we'll see what happens. The other position I have open is still this TSLY. I made a $50,000 purchase here just to harvest the dividend out of it. It's going to be like 4, 5, 6%. I figure it'll be $2,500 or so, and at worst, I lose a few percent, and the dividend makes a net zero. At best, it goes up like it did, and I close my position and I make this plus the dividend in a couple of weeks. We'll see what happens there too. I did create this spreadsheet to manage my risks and how much I spend. I do spend a lot on average on all of my trades, and if there's anything I see with stock trading, options trading, is that you should manage your risk or you're going to lose all your money because you're just going to bet it all the time. Okay, I created the spreadsheet. Robinhood is bad at showing me data, so now I have my own data. This is a projections tab. This is, if you watch my short, I did project that these things would move a certain way. This is also so I can analyze if my projections are good and why I made these projections in the first place. Sometimes they're not. So from here you can see some red ones. That's because I just didn't make these trades. Either the options are expensive, or for CGC, they're just expensive, and it was increasing again. Man, that thing is going to crash and burn one day. Probably. We'll see. But I'm not going to play against CGC at this point. There's a lot of people just buying into weed. So, whatever. You do you. FXI is one I did not buy yet because it's another follow. And if there's anything I learned, it's to not follow people. These risks are just pulled out of thin air. This is based on charts and news and all the other stuff. What you don't see here is a confidence column on how confident am I that the stocks are going to go up or down. I'll bet more based on my confidence level, and I'll bet more based on the risk. If I look at a table of how much I spent so far on options, it's about $4,500 on average per option. That's too much. I'm probably going to end up losing all my money if I keep that up. So I need to change that. I can see, though, that my low risk options are where I make the most money, and that's a good thing. I can see the type of trades that I make are the daily drops and the daily gains, those are the things that I like. I like to swing trade based on what I think a stock's going to do because it's made a huge movement lately. So if I look at my main sheet, I can see all of my options that I have open or that I have closed. I've closed a few, 5 of them, and I've made a total of $13.5, almost $14,000. All of these other ones I haven't closed. Once I close my AMLX and my NEO, this number is going to go way down. So I can't wait to see that. I'm sure the more data I get, the better I'll be, and hopefully I'm not broke by then, so wish me luck. Another tab here, some things that I want to learn. I have to prioritize this so I can go research this in order. It would help if I had a mentor or someone just to tell me how this stuff works and where to look. But hey, whatever. So that's day 3. I'll probably post a short later with how it all went and what I'm going to do tomorrow. It looks like my profits are going down overall, and I probably need to change something. Where did Carvana go? Oh, there it is. I don't even know how to use Robinhood. Man, this is terrible. It just popped up. Did you see that? I mean, I scrolled up a little bit, but hey. Look, I promise I scrolled up a second ago and it just wasn't there. And then it popped up. And I really do have no business trading.